Grown Man Priorities. Now, this is dedicated to my man, Kemah Siverand. And he was an undrafted rookie out of Oklahoma State University. And the Seattle Seahawks wanted to bring him in for a tryout during training camp. And hopefully he make the team and they sign him to a nice contract, for as a rookie. But he did a stupid mistake, man, by trying to sneak his girlfriend in to his room during training camp. Even though he dressed her up in the Seattle Seahawks football gear, he still got busted, see? Now, this isn't just about him. This is about guys that's like him. And what he lacked was self-control and self-discipline. Now, a lot of guys lack that. Grown males lack that. So instead of giving him a hard time, I want to give him some tools he can use, So I'll just say this. Grown men control their pipes. Grown males are controlled by their pipes. That's the biggest difference between grown men and grown males. Self-control, self-discipline is the beginning of winning. Now, I want to say this, Kemah Siverand, and guys like him. Check this out. This is Grown Man Priorities. Because Kemah had his dream in his hands. He worked so hard for it, man, and then lost it all in just 30 seconds over a female. See, now if he would have had self-control and self-discipline, he would have still been on the team, and hopefully probably made the team, because he is talented, man. I believe he would have made the team, because the guy got, man, a lot of talent, man. And he worked hard to get where he was at, but he messed it up with just one mistake, man, one mistake. But grown man priorities. Number one, it's about you. In your early 20s, you focused on other things, like driving a nice car, a nice home, women, a child, and your parents. But as you grow older, mature, and get most of those things checked off of your list of accomplishments, it's all about you. You're only the best you when you're able to take good care of yourself. So now that you got mostly everything under control, you can be a little selfish. You can push things to the side that you don't have time for. Take your time, plan, and invest into other things that you want to invest in for extra money, and engage in other activities that you may have earlier avoided due to your responsibility to others. You can't pour from an empty cup. When you take care of you, you can help others as long as your cup is full. When others around you, cups get halfway or empty, you can use your knowledge, wisdom, understanding, information to keep others' cups to stay full. Now, you can't pour from an empty cup. What I mean by that is, whenever you see others around you, cups get empty, or like I say, or halfway, you can always use what you got to help them. So that's why I say that. But now, it's not just about money all the time, Somebody might just need some foresighted tools they can use, man, about life, a job, women. It's not just about money all the time. So when his cup or her cup get empty or halfway, always keep your cup full. So when hers or his does get empty or halfway, you can use what you got to keep theirs, get theirs back full. So I just say that. But this is for my man Kemah and guys just like him, man. The key: self-control, self-discipline. But number 2, stop comparing yourself to others. In your early 20s, you probably compare yourself to your homies, some of your family members, and even some celebrities you may have admired. Now that you've grown into your own man, it's time to just drop those comparisons and focus on yourself. At the beginning, middle, and end of the day, it's about you, because you don't live for anybody else. Now, I'll just say this. My favorite athlete, favorite celebrity was my man, Primetime Deion Sanders. Primetime Deion Sanders. I looked up to him. So, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have been where I was, But I needed that influence, just to look down and just look at somebody else from afar and just see how, what he took to get to where he was. That's all. His influence did have an effect on me. A man, Deion Sanders, Primetime. But other than Deion, it was my cousin Lewis. And I always called him the little Money Mayweather, man, because he had it going on. A good job. I'm talking about, man, cars. Man, I'm talking about 3-4 cars. And he was a young man. And I remember when I was 19 years old, and I had to live with him because that's the college I went to. So I had to live with him. And, man, I finally seen, other than my dad and my stepdad, I finally seen how a man's supposed to handle his business, man. He always took care of his kids. He married a woman that had another child, and man, I thought that was a child because that girl looked just like his daughter. And he had 2 other sons. They was twins, and his sons was the same age as my daughter. So we talked about that. I was a young dad, and he was a young dad, and we talked about that. We just talked about life, man, and he gave me a lot of tools I can use just by looking at him. I never really just asked a lot of questions. I always just took a lot of mental notes. You see what I mean? So, man, he just helped me, man. I was like, man, I want to be able to work like that, man, at a good job like that, man, make as much money he's making, drive all the cars he driving, dress like him. This man always wore suits and hats and brims and Stacey Adams, man, the dude was just dressed to the nines all the time, man. Like, always dressed nice, man. If he wasn't going to the club or just throwing a party or whatever, going anywhere, man, the guy just, man, just, I admire my cousin Lewis, man, and he played, like I say, in my life, man, he had a big influence on me, man. Like I say, other than Deion Sanders, Deion Primetime Sanders, he was my cousin Lewis, man, and I appreciate him to this day. But, other than that, man, he just taught me a lot. Like I said, I took a lot of mental notes from him, man. But number 3, he was my Floyd Mayweather, you see. Just like Adrian Broner look up to Floyd Mayweather, that's how I look up to my cousin. But number 3, insecure people judge. Most insecure people judge others in order to feel better about themselves. That comes from insecurities. In the same way that you don't need to worry about what others think of you after a certain age, insecure people need to stop worrying about what they think of others. It's about allocating the proper importance to different aspects of your life. For example, being concerned about your significant other or your household is important, but worrying about yourself with how another man is pleasing and taking care of his woman is not important. Basically, take care of you and yours. That should be your mentality. Now, I'll say this again. For example, being concerned about your significant other or your household is important, but worrying yourself with how another man is pleasing and taking care of his woman is not important. Basically, take care of you and yours. That should be your mentality. And that was just for the insecure guys, man. I just got a lot of guys, man, he got this, he got that. Hey, bro, worry about you and yours, man. That should be your mentality, man. That's insecurities, man. Now I see it at a young age, but at an old age, man, you're supposed to knock that, man. Number 4, you stop trying to please everyone. As you get older, you do. Now that you've grown and matured to a certain age, you have enough experience with people to know that many of them don't matter to you and never will. So stop trying to please everyone and focus on bettering your life and improving the lives of the ones that do matter to you the most, and who are more deserving of your time, energy, and efforts in a way that most people are not. You're never going to please everyone, so trying to do will only leave you mentally, emotionally, and physically drained in the process. Yes, indeed, man. That's true. It will only leave you mentally, emotionally, and drained in the process, man. Trying to please everyone, impress everyone. Number 5, you focus more on your own path and don't let others' opinions determine your life's path. At the age of 30 and 40, you don't care what anyone else thinks of you anymore. Don't supposed to anyway. It's not that reaching that age of 30, 35, 40 makes a person antisocial, but at that age, you had plenty of life experiences and don't need to be influenced by anyone's thoughts and opinions of you. So, you listen to your voice within and not the outside voices. Listen to the voice within and not the outside voices. Hey, man, that's very key. That's very key, man. I always say that. Listen to myself, not the outside. 6, you start trying to change what you can't control. Oh, man. You start trying to change what you can't control. Now that you age and got some experiences under your belt, you can yield, stand down from, control, and know that some things will never be the way you want them to be. This allows you to focus, move on to more important things, find time to directly address the things you can fix, and that way it becomes a lot easier. That is true, man. That is true, man. Focus on what you can control. 7, you know the difference between problems that need solving and situations that need to be left alone. You know the difference between problems that need solving and situations that need to be left alone. Check this out. One of the best aspects of gaining maturity and knowledge is when you can really recognize the difference between a problem and a situation. Problems are things that can be resolved quickly and go away, like putting air in a flat tire. That was easy. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem. You got a flat tire, put air in it. Hey, easy fix. But check this out. Situations is like lessening the blow and impact on something. Now check this out. Like you're driving down the street and a car pull out in front of you. So since you're caught off guard, your first reaction might be to pull out the way if there is no cars coming towards you or on the outside of you. Or, check this out, you will just try to immediately stop on brakes to avoid the collision or try not to run it completely over. Now, key is to recognize and separate the two types of issues. That way it allows you to focus your intelligence by doing what you can to make life better and easier without attempting to eliminate issues that resist solutions. Oh man, that was key, players. Hey man, you will know, man, a lot once you mature about problems and situations, man. Some can be fixed, some can't, but you'll know the more you mature and like life experiences, man. You will know, you'll know, hey, I can fix this problem, but this situation needs to be left alone. Number 8, you appreciate the real homies around you. Through the years, many homies of yours have came and gone, but only the tried and true ones will survive the test of time. You will laminate and deploy at the beginning, but this will help tighten your inner circle of friends because it will allow you to just focus on your true and genuine homies and appreciate them. When it comes down to real tight bonded friendships, quality beats the hell out of quantity any and every day out of the week. When it comes down to real tight bonded friendships, quality beats the hell out of quantity any and every day out of the week. Number 9, hey man, that is so true, man. I want my tested homies, man, around me, my tried and true homies, not the fake ones. Number 9, you are aware of and know how to leave destructive relationships. First off, if there's people in your life who don't genuinely care and appreciate you, it's been time to move on. I'm talking about genuinely now. Genuinely care and appreciate you. It's been time to move on. It doesn't have to be a quick cutoff, but it's about learning a degree of your partner's character, personality, behavior, and habits. This makes sure you're recognizing, is she compatible, has any common interests, beliefs, and values that fits your program, and what doesn't. If she isn't working out for you on more levels than just the physical it's time to walk away. It may have taken you a while to realize this, but it's time to act on it and separate yourself from that situation. See what I mean by situations and problems? Hey, separate yourself from that situation, players. Separate, because like I said, you can't change her. See? If you can't change it, and y'all don't have a connection beyond the physical, separate yourself from that situation. See what I mean by problems and situations? Now, you can't help change her. She don't want to change, player. And you can't break her mental hymen. Now, you give her any influence, information to help, her be more official to your program, players. Separate yourself from that situation, man. You can't help that situation, players. There's a difference between problems and situations. Number 10. Analyze and contemplate the consequences of your actions. Now, this is how you know you gain knowledge and wisdom right here now. In your early 20s, staying out all night or drinking with your homies real late until the early mornings will hit you like a load of bricks the next morning, especially if that next day you had to do something really important to do or be at work. That's true. Have something important to do the next day or be at work. That was a hard lesson you had to learn from. Now that you've grown up and matured into your early 30s and 40s, you start to realize and recognize in hindsight, hard experiences, that all actions have consequences, and you start to analyze it, and you start analyzing those actions appropriately and correctly. For example, now check this out. I got an example. You know and understand now that staying up all night can happen, but you know that the outcome is not beneficial. So since the outcome isn't beneficial, waking up totally energized and refreshing from a good night's rest will have you at your best. Waking up totally energized and refreshing from a good night's rest will have you at your best. You learn that, man. Staying out all night. I used to do that, man. I always had to wake up early in the morning, man, and do something important, man. Now I'm so drained. I'm talking about mentally, emotionally, and physically. Just, man, like, hey, at an early age, that's when I'm, man, this is not beneficial at all, man. At all. But I can be re-energized and refreshing the next day and be at my best, man. Number 11. Value your imperfections and faults. While experiencing life from a young to old age, faults never go away. That is true. Avoid thoughts of shortfalls and begin to realize that even in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, just start to value your imperfections and faults about yourself. Now, check this out. Check this out now. Mistakes. A lot of them has a lot to do with what makes us, like what makes us us. I'll just say that. Mistakes. A lot of them has a lot to do with what makes us us. So, rather than keeping them hid, appreciate them. Mistakes are hard experiences, but are added foresighted tools for the future. Check me out now. Mistakes are hard experiences, but are added foresighted tools for the future. Mistakes are proof that you're trying. It's not just the falling down. It's about the getting up and learning from that fall or that slip. Ooh, man, it's about the getting up and learning from that fall or that slip. Foresighted tools, man, from hard experiences, player. Foresighted tools from hard experiences, man. That's what you gain. Mistakes just make us us, man. That's all mistakes is. Just proof that you're trying. Mistakes just make us us, man. You learn from those mistakes. Just added foresighted tools. Number 12. It might be a part 2, players. Number 12. Complaining keeps you stuck in the same spot. I always say this, man. Complaining keeps you stuck in the same spot. In your 30s and 40s, you collected a lot of experiences in life to realize that there are a lot of things, both good and bad, that is just a part of life and can't, no matter what, be changed. And you know that as you get older, you do. So knowing this should come with acceptance and not complaining. Complaining doesn't open the door for solutions. It actually adds more problems, makes you feel worse, and it's a negatively affects those that are influenced by you and those around you. Yeah, man. I'll say that. Man. Complaining doesn't open the door for solutions. It actually adds more problems, makes you feel worse, and it's a negative effect on those that are influenced by you and those around you. That's why I always try to stay, man, like upbeat, because I know somebody looking at me, man. Whether it's the barbershop, my young homies around me, or my homies that's my same age, man. That's in 30s and 40s and 50s too, man. I just know, man, they always just looking up to me. Now, some of them might not say it, but I know. Now, some of them have told me, hey, man, I look up to you, man. I appreciate the information that you give, all that. But I know it's still some that look at me from afar, like, okay, is his head down, or is he down, or what are you going to say about this, or what? But I just know that my influence, and just like, not just like me, but others, you know, just like you players, you always got somebody, man, looking at you. You always have somebody looking at you, man. But they want to know, hey, how he deal with problems. Do he keep his head down? Do he fight through it? You know, what made him such a strong, mental-minded man? So they always checking for that, man. Whether you know it or not, there's always somebody watching you, man, from afar or up close. But 13, players, you take time to rest and decompress. You take time to rest and decompress. Also, with age, experience, maturity, and wisdom comes with learning and knowing your stress levels, added with leaving destructive relationships. Taking time to rest and decompress so you can be at your best. At times, just be mindful when you're stressing yourself out. Man, please do that. At times, man, just be mindful when you're stressing yourself out, man. Please be mindful of that, man, because it can have a lot to do with your mind and your body, man. It can just wear down, man. I'm talking about. The less stress you keep out of your life, the more space you make for more peace, happiness, and everything else. Hey, man. Yes, you do, man. Hey, the less stress you keep out of your life, the more space you make for more peace, happiness, and everything else. Hey, I'm just preaching, players. I'm just preaching, man. Hey, that is true, man. I'm talking about women. I'm talking about homies. man, strangers, man, guys that you that work with you, man. Hey, man, keep that, man, stress out your life, man. You need more peace and happiness, man, around you. Not negativity, man. Negativity brings positivity down all the time. 14. You organize happiness over accomplishments. With life experiences, age, and maturity, you have a real good idea of your own dislikes, what means the most to you, and what doesn't. So it's all about self-knowledge. Means focus on yourself and participate in things that fulfill you and bring you peace and happiness. I'm bringing that back. At an early age, your activities may have been limited, but when you're older, you can participate in things that interest you, that you're interested in. I just said that you're interested in. 15, players. Hey, I'm just preaching. 15. Find a job career that's a priority. At age 30 and 40, or between ages 30 and 40, it's been time to get serious about work. It's been time to get serious about work. It's not about selling for a career just because it's easy, an easy payday, or it's distinguished. Instead, find a job or career that brings you joy, meaning something that keeps you leaping out of the bed in the mornings, and not something that makes you feel miserable, man. I got a lot of people complaining about me, man. Find your passion. Find your passion about something that you like, man. That make you want to just go to sleep early, man. Punch that clock. You just want to jump out the bed all happy, man. Hey, if it's not the job that you're doing now, it could be a job that you need to invest in yourself. Like I said earlier, man, you might want to have a side hustle that you're passionate about, man. A barbershop, beauty salon, just, man, whatever, man. You want to be a high school football coach or coaching a little league, football league, like I do. Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. Something I can jump up and just want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm passionate in it. That's all. For players, it might be a side job. It might not be the job you're doing now. You might have to, quit that job or, you know what I'm saying, get another job you like, players. 16. You value meaningful things over material things. At age 30 and 40, or between the ages 30 and 40, you discover something called passion, like I just got through talking about. Deep personal relationships and work that makes a difference, and find powerful ways to manage what realities in life. Let me see. Deep personal relationships and work that makes a difference, and find powerful ways to manage with the realities in life. Why work so hard for material things that don't even matter? And they do have their place in fulfilling life, but they shouldn't overcrowd those deeper values that means most to you. Amen. Hey, some guys like tangibles, man, but it might just be something else, man, that's important to you, players, not just material things to you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by that. Deep personal relationships and work that makes a difference, and find powerful ways to manage what realities in life. Why work so hard for material things that don't even matter? Now, and they do have their personal, their place in fulfilling life, in your life now, but they shouldn't overcrowd those deeper values that mean most to you. Now, players, this will be a part, I'll leave this for part 2, players. So we'll start with 17, part 2, players. 17, no, let me see. Yeah, I'll do a part 2, players. Part 2, players. Grown man priority, just for guys just like Kemah, Siverand, and guys just like him. Self-discipline, players, at the beginning of winning. Let me say this right quick. Let me do this right quick. I might have a little time. Let me see. 23, 17, players. We'll do a part 2, but this 17. Don't forget about the goals you haven't accomplished. At 30 and 40, it's time to contemplate about the goals that you may have forgotten, but still have that fire burning when it comes to achieving them. The key to living a longer life is to stay persistent while pursuing your goals, whether you achieve them or not, but continuing, staying laser focused and trying. Man, hey, it helps, man. Stay laser focused, man. Even though you haven't quite got to that goal, hey, keep laser focused and keep trying, man. Stay laser focused and keep trying. Let me see, we'll be on, when I come back, we'll be on 18, players. So don't forget about those goals you haven't accomplished, players. Keep staying laser focused and keep, like I say, keep driving, trying to still just accomplish that goal that you got. Don't never just leave it out, man. Keep trying, keep trying. If it's a house, man, a bigger house, another car, let me see, another, like I said, another job. Just always just staying determined, staying focused, players. Part 2, grown man priorities. Grown man priorities.